A British Muslim teacher escorted off a New York-bound flight believes he was targeted because of his religion. 25-year-old Joel Mia, who was born in the UK, was leading a school group to New York via Iceland on February 16th when he was thrown off the plane. He filmed the entire incident with his cell phone camera.
Just being kicked off the plane, not going to New York. Here we go. Everyone else is on the plane. This lady's transporting me wherever I have to go. Surprise, surprise, my bag's already off the plane. And now I'm just waiting. They've all gone in there.
Well, Mia was never allowed to board that plane, and the school he works for ended up arranging a flight for him back to the UK. Icelandair says it was acting on a recommendation from the US Customs Agency. Well, Joel Mia joins us now via Skype from Port Talbot, Wales. Great to have you with us. I'm sorry for what you've been through. It has been called an act of discrimination. Just talk us through what happened when you tried to fly into the US.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. Exactly the same as what I've already said. I went through security. They did a random security check on me, and then eventually, after I got through, we were boarding the plane. Once boarding the plane, my job as a teacher was to collect all the pupils' passports, which I was doing. It was then I was approached by an American official, and who escorted me to the front of the plane, and eventually told me that I was denied access to America, and I have to get off the plane.
You are British born. You had the right visa to enter the US. You've got no criminal record, but your first name on your passport is Mohammed. Was that the red flag, do you think?
Well, I hope it's not. I really do hope it's not. But it came to my light when I approached a first American official and gave her my passport. She read my name, which is Mohammed, and it felt as if instantly she looked at me and said, "You've been randomly selected for a security check." Like I said, I really hope it's not because of my name or the colour of my skin or whatever it is. But I just hope it's not that.
How did this entire incident make you feel?
I'm not the type of person who gets angry. I never get angry, but it made me feel small, and it made me feel like something that I'm not. Like, it made me feel like a criminal, and I've never felt like that before.
A letter has been sent to the British Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson. Do you think he will get an explanation from the United States?
Well, I can only have my fingers crossed and hope I do get an explanation, and I think he's the best man for it. I really do hope I get something, just an explanation to explain to me exactly why.
And have you ever tried to enter the US before?
No, I've never been to the US before, and do you know, I was really looking forward to go, and I still one day in the future really would like to come and see New York.
Yeah, you have to explain to us what your students must have been thinking when they saw you being dragged off the plane.
I just remember as I was being escorted off the plane by the Icelandic officials, and I looked back at my students, and I just remember them looking at me. I'm shocked, gobsmacked. Some of them couldn't believe what was happening, and I sort of looked back, and I just nodded to them to just say, I'm going to be okay, and everything's going to be okay, even though I didn't know what was going to happen.
Do you think that has changed their perception of the United States?
Like I said, I honestly, I hope not. I hope not, because I still want to come and see the United States, and I just hope it was just an accident, a mistake. That's what I hope.
Recently, we've seen Donald Trump, the president, roll out this travel ban. We know it's on hold right now, and he plans to roll out another one. Do you think other travellers who might be Muslim, who might have a name, who might go by Muhammad as their name, should they be nervous that this could become the new norm?
Well, like I said, I really hope not. I hope it was just a mistake. I hope it's got nothing to do with being named Mohammed or being a Muslim or the colour of my skin. I hope it's got nothing to do with that. I just genuinely hope that it was just a mistake made, and someone just says to me, look, I accidentally made this mistake, and I'm sorry. That's all I want, and that's what I hope.
And just quickly, in relation to President Trump and his immigration policies, what's your message to him?
What's my message to President Trump?
Yes.
I honestly can't comment. I'm just grateful to be back home, to be honest with you, and safe.
All right, Joel, Mia, it's really been great to have you on our program and to hear from your perspective. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Take care.
You too. Well, you've been watching Connect the World. Still to come, thousands of migrant workers go to Hong Kong for a better life only to be abused. Now how some are fighting back. That story just ahead. Stay with us.